So I mentioned just now that a user might try to access the network and is being blocked because that device is not up to standard based on the organization policy implemented. So this is where your BYOD comes in, your bring your own device policies, right? So I've created here 3 technical controls: good, better, best. All right. The rationale behind this grouping is based on the licenses offering that we're speaking about here. So all right, so let's look at good first. So we created a good control. This control was created for a user that, you know, they require a minimum level of configuration, right? That the organization needs to meet, right? And all they desire is a Microsoft 365 E3 license, right? So the reason why this is considered a good control is because it's lacking some security features. It doesn't have the security features that you would find in the typical E5 licenses, such as the Microsoft Endpoint Managers and Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protections and those stuff. You won't be finding these controls within the E3, right? So this is a good control to have. But the thing is, for every control, there will be residual risk. There will be some risk left behind, right? The better the control, the less risk that's left behind. So keep that in mind when choosing which control you need to implement. All right, so here is an example of tools that we could implement using the various controls. So as I indicated, a good control would be selecting the Microsoft 365 E3 license, right? So this will give us access to the Office web apps only for PCs and Macs. It will give us Azure AD conditional access. It will provide us with Intune app protection and Intune app configuration policies. But it's a bit limited if you really have a need for security and if you really have a need for, you know, identity protection policies, if you want to be able to manage your cloud app security and so forth. This would not be enough for you, and it would not be enough for your remote worker. So the best bet is to look at a Microsoft 365 E5, where you would have access to your Azure AD conditional access, which would utilize conditional access for both your PCs, your Macs, your mobile devices, and so forth. It will offer you cloud app security, and you would be able to create your own cloud app security policies. You'd be able to create your Azure AD identity protection policies and so forth. But if you want to even upgrade your control, for example, say you wanted users to access your Windows virtual desktop instead of using an actual desktop, you want them to be able to access a Windows virtual desktop that's hosted on Azure. You could contemplate the Microsoft 365 E5 license would be the best choice for you. And all the offerings within the E3, you can find them within the E5. So the Intune, where you can monitor your mobile devices, you can manage your mobile devices, that will also be within the E5 SKU. But how do you decide which is right for you, right? So I've created a decision flow, right, to outline the direction that you might want to go. So the decision flow is aimed to help you determine which pattern you should use. For example, say your organization has a Microsoft 365 E5 license, right? Then the control would be either a better or best solution. It wouldn't be good, right? If you were utilizing a good control, that would be more of a E3, but for the E5 license, it's more of a better best. So you start, is your Microsoft 365 E5 licensing available? If it's no, you go here, and does your risk appetite allows the browser access to PCs or Mac? If it's a yes, use the good pattern. If it's a no, you need to upgrade your pattern, right? So if it's a no, you need to contemplate upgrading your pattern. So it's good to have a decision flow in place. We could schedule a call to go through this, and we could tailor what would be ideal for your organization.